Hi YouTube family. I would like to say a special thank you to everyone who reached out to me by messages, through comments, phone call, and whichever way. Thank you so much for all the love, condolences, and all the sympathy messages. I really do appreciate it. For those of you who already know, you know why I'm sending out these thank you messages, and those who didn't know, the reason why I was off for a bit is because I lost one of my very dear cousin who was like a brother to me. He just went to bed and never woke up the next day. So it really moved me a lot because my cousin was very, very close to my family and to my kids. That's the uncle they always look out for every now and then for a visit. He was very close to my husband and he was like a little brother to me. So even though I'm coming back to YouTube to post regularly, I am still grieving for him. I'm trying my best to communicate back on YouTube because I have such an amazing group here that you guys always lift me up, encourage me, and give me a beautiful support throughout everything. So today I would like to share a love recipe for a special Guyanese beef patty. I'm gonna be showing from scratch how I prepare the dough and how I prepare the filling for my beef patty. I hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday so far. Let's get down to making our beef patty. So first of all, we're gonna start preparing the dough for our beef patty. Here I have my all-purpose flour. I have here some cold butter. Just cut them up into small cubes. And I have here some Crisco shortening. I will leave all the measurements and ingredients I'm using today in the description box below. And this is the vegetable Crisco shortening. You can use this for all your baking. You can use it for roti. You can use it for anything that you like to put a little bit butter or shortening in. I only use shortening when I'm making patties. And to knead this dough, we're gonna need some nice ice cold water. When I say ice cold water, I mean ice cold. I have a cube of ice in there. So we're gonna start adding our butter to the flour. And I cut up the butter so it'll be easy to distribute into the flour. We're gonna go in with our shortening, and these will make our pastry very nice and flaky. So now I'm gonna go in with my dough mixer and I'm gonna nicely mix in that butter and the shortening into the flour. And this is a very simple dough to make because it only takes 3 ingredients and your cold water, and then you can have a delicious pastry dough that is very nice and flaky. And this brings us back right to my Guyanese roots, where we have delicious fresh baked pastry on every corner of the road in Guyana. So after I give it a good mix with my dough mixer, I'm gonna go in now and I'm gonna thoroughly mix it up with my fingers because I want it to have a fine grain consistency like wet sand. We don't want the butter to be very chunky. As finely as I can distribute it, the better for me. I would also like to say Happy Palm Sunday to all those who are celebrating. And remember, this week is Holy Week leading up to Easter. So now this is the consistency that I'm looking for. I'm gonna go in with my cold water now. And we're gonna gently, gently mix this dough together. We want a nice flaky dough. And that's where all the cold stuff come in to help us with that flakiness. Just like when we're kneading flour, but it's gonna be kind of a crumbly kind of dough. So our dough is nicely formed. You're not looking for a smooth dough, but you can see pieces of the butter and the shortening still. I will just open up a piece of cling wrap or plastic wrap. We're gonna put our dough in here. We want the dough to be nice and firm. So I'm gonna wrap this up nicely. And then I'm gonna put this in my fridge. You can go to sleep, you can come back, you can prepare your filling, you can do some chores around the house, and you can come back to your dough. It needs at least half an hour to an hour in the fridge so everything can form up well before you start your filling. So I'll see you back in about half an hour or an hour time. So since Easter is coming up, this week here will be all the goodies for Easter, and I have to share some of my early goodies that came in from my dear brothers from our church, and I want to share what I got. Brother Cole always bake us our special Easter Jamaican bun, and I always like to show it off because it's such delicious and such flavorful. Just by opening up this, it smells amazing. And what I love about Brother Cole's Easter bun, it have these palm branches on them, and that really looks beautiful to look at. And the flavor of this bun is so nice and sticky and spicy. It's really delicious. Let me see here. He always give us two. Matthew always get one of his own, and I can see that this one somebody went in for it already, and it smells amazing, guys. Look at that in there. Look at that. You can smell the scent of allspice. So nice and so delicious, like a kind of molasses kind of scent. So delicious. So that's two we have here. I don't know if they're gonna last us till this weekend, but this is one of the most popular Jamaican Easter bun in the store over here. You can see here it says Jamaican Easter bun. It's a honey bun, and of course my family already went in for it. And this is something we always get from one of our brothers. He's an elder for the church, and he would always give the kids one. Look at this. It's nice and it's very fragrant. And the way I like to eat it, let me show you. Both of them, Brother Cole's and this one, I like to give it a nice big slice like that. And the cheese that it goes well with is this one here, the Old Fort Black Diamond, because they have that strong salty flavor. When you put it together with this raisin cinnamon kind of bun and you bite into a piece with this cheese, it is so divine. So this is what I like to do, and I'm gonna take a bite for all my YouTube family. If you never had this Jamaican honey bun before, it is absolutely delicious. So cheers, guys. Jessica, you wanna bite? So this is Brother Cole's homemade Easter bun, and I put a piece of cheese there, and of course I gotta have a bite of this one as well. We go through these in maybe 2 days. And guys, they're so soft, so fragrant, spicy, fruity, and so delicious. When you bite into one of these with that cheese, it just put a smile on your face. But I'll catch you guys later when I'm preparing the filling for my beef patty. So my dear friends, these are the fresh ingredients I'm going to be using to cook my ground beef for our beef patty filling. I have here some fine thyme. This is really nice in the filling. I have some cilantro, garlic, green onion, hot pepper. I'm only going to use half of this, and I have 1 carrot. I'm also going to be adding some green peas in there. I'm going to show you how I prepare my filling. So I just added my ground beef to the pan with a little bit of oil. I'm gonna cook it until all this pinkness is gone, and then we're gonna start adding our ingredients. So now all the pinkness is gone from our ground beef. I'm gonna go in and add some green peas in here. It's the frozen green peas, and the water it releases will help to cook our ground beef and soften it some more. So we will give it a few minutes before we start adding the rest of our ingredients. So we're gonna go in now with some black pepper. We're gonna go in with some salt now, and we wanna give it a mix. I just added my pepper, garlic, and onion, and we will mix. Now we're gonna go in and add our fine thyme. So we want to gently remove the little leaves from the stem. For this dish in specific, we want to avoid any stems that's dropping in there. If you accidentally drop some, you can always fish them out at the end. So now we're going to go in with our green onions and our cilantro right at the end. We're going to mix everything in. And it is looking very nice and flavorful. We want, when we bite into our beef patty, we're also biting into a nice mouthful of flavor. Now we're going to go in with our grated carrot. The carrot would add a very nice sweetness along with the green peas to our patty, and we are having some veggies in there as well, which is a nice balance for our beef patty. As soon as I add my carrot, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the stove, because we want that carrot to hold up with its sweetness and texture instead of becoming soft and mushy. At this stage, we still have another cooking process. I'm gonna set it aside and let it cool down, because you don't want to fill your patty when the filling is hot. You're gonna have a big mess. So leave it to come to a complete cool, and then you're gonna start filling off your filling. So guys, I have my dough here now that I took out of the fridge, and I had mine sitting for a while because it's over an hour now that mine has been sitting in the fridge. But you can leave it at least 1 hour before you start working with it. The longer you leave it, no problem. You can even do this the next day. So let's start rolling off this dough. I'm gonna cut it in half, and I'm gonna leave one half in the fridge while I'm working with this half here. We just want to keep it nice and cool in the refrigerator so our butter and our shortening doesn't melt. So we're gonna go ahead and flatten our dough, and you can see that we have butter still holding up, and that's the reason why we leave the dough in the fridge. So we don't want to go too thin and not too thick, about 1/2 inch thickness. And I have a bowl here. I'm just gonna cut out some circles because I'm gonna use my muffin pan to make these patties in. So I will flatten this a little bit more before we start making it, but in the meantime I'm gonna go ahead and just cut my circles. From the little circles that we cut, I'm just gonna flatten it a little bit more so we can fit it end to end in our muffin pan, just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead in the muffin pan, and we just press it in here to make sure that it is covering end to end. And we're gonna add our filling here, but I wanna make sure that I finish adding all the pieces of dough before I start the filling. So now is the fun part, when we're gonna add our filling into those beautiful dough cups, and we will have to cover them up with some dough as well. You can see there's peppers, onion, all that flavorful ingredients still popping out, because these have to cook again. I didn't want the ingredients to become soggy for the next cooking period. It's looking good, right?
Yeah.
So all our little cups have their filling. I'm gonna go ahead now with the topping, and I have little circles to cover them up, and I'm just gonna pinch the ends. I'm gonna just put some water on my finger right at the bottom here, and I'm gonna pinch the ends so that they can seal and everything will cook perfectly well from the inside. So we're gonna go like that, and we're gonna give it a good pinch here to make the shape of a pie. So these are mini meat pies, but in Guyana we call these patties. Another circle, I'm gonna put the water right away around. You can do this with some egg wash, and that will help you to seal the dough as well. And then I'm gonna go right on top like that, and we're gonna pinch the bottom one with the top one to seal all the edges so that our filling will stay in the inside and they wouldn't come out when they're cooking. Nothing too fancy, just a little pinch to make that shape of our meat pie or beef patty. So now we're gonna go ahead and brush these babies with some melted butter. You can do it with some egg wash or some melted butter. Today I'm gonna go the melted butter way, and I will make sure that I get all of them before I put them into my 350-degree oven, just for about 25 to 30 minutes. They're looking ready. I'm gonna put them in now, and we will come back in 25 to 30 minutes. So our beef patties are done 35 minutes later. I'm just brushing them with some butter. They have a beautiful brown color, and you can see how nice they're cooked. Nothing is sticking to the bottom. I'm gonna remove them and show you how they look on the bottom. So I just want to show how beautiful they are. Look at that. Perfectly done on the bottom right throughout. They have that beautiful golden brown color, and they're perfect for a snack. They are perfect for breakfast. They're perfect for picnics, birthday parties, kids' lunch box. Who doesn't love a beautiful beef patty or a beautiful beef pie? These are individual beef pies, and they're very, very delicious. And my family love to have them every now and then. So here it is, my friends, nice and warm. I have for all the YouTube family, and I'm gonna go in for one with some tea tonight. Anyone, I'm gonna go in with a nice bite for all my YouTube family. How do you like your beef patty? Warm or cold? Let me know in the comment. Okay, there. Still very hot. I have to take another bite. Very, very flaky and warm. And the flavor of the ground meat inside is amazing. So I'm gonna go in for another bite so you can see how it looks on the inside. Patties are my absolute favorite. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, hold on. You can see steam still coming out. It is full with that beautiful flavored ground meat. The sweetness from the carrot and the green peas is popping out. A little bit spicy because I add about half hot pepper, but it's the amazing way to finish your day with a beautiful beef patty, nice and warm. I'm gonna have my cup of tea, it's warming up, and enjoy this. I know my kids will really enjoy, and I hope you'll give it a try so you can enjoy what I am tasting right now. Until then, I want to say stay blessed, stay safe. I love you all. Bye for now.